Opening up the UFC 312 fight card, we have Hyun Sung Park taking on Nyamjargal Tumendemberel. Somebody wrote that out for me in the YouTube comment section. They wrote the word 2-men-barrel. And I was like, perfect. I need that every single week so I don't screw these up. Hyun Sung Park, undefeated 9-0 in his career. He is 5-0 in his last 5. He is coming back after a full year away. He's taking on Nyam Tumendemberel, 8-1 in his career. He is 4-1 in his last 5. He is coming off that first ever professional loss. And this is going to set the tone for the rest of this fight card because I think these odds are miles apart. I think this is a very, very wide line, and I feel like this card has a lot of that. Hyun Sung Park is a slick grappler. He's got one game plan for the most part. Come forward, find an opening, get it to the ground. He's definitely a finisher. He'll snatch things up super quick. He's patient on the feet, and then he'll find the opening to close the distance and work in a takedown. He is dangerous. But the more tape you watch, the more you can see how uncomfortable he gets at times striking. This kid needs to grapple and needs to grapple quickly. He is coming off that finish win over Shannon Ross. And before you guys comment, which you have already done, he knocked out Shannon Ross. Dude, Shannon Ross isn't in the UFC anymore. That's not a great win. He's taking on Nyam Tumendemberel. Powerful striker, wide base. He bombs punches. He uses long step-in jabs. He'll close the distance. He swings wild. He has no problem with the dirty pocket fight, but he can be hit, and he does not have the best striking defense. He's always moving forward. He's always doing something. He's coming off his first professional loss, though, where he did show some power. We saw some finishing ability, but he was literally too aggressive. Too aggressive. Too. In the first round, he had a great rally, could have stolen that back, and then he blew it, chasing a finish. And I want to pick him here for that reason. He's dangerous. He just keeps coming forward. He doesn't quit. I am surprised to see that the odds are as wide as they are. They're tightening up a little bit. A week ago, he was almost a plus 250 underdog. Now he's plus 185. The reality is he's aggressive. He's dangerous. He's not a quitter. Park is a solid grappler, but the takedowns aren't amazing. I'm actually going to pick Nyam here right off the rip. 2-1 underdog. I'm going for it. Park could obviously catch him in some shit, but I think Nyam's going to get done. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, I kind of disagree. I think Park is way better pretty much everywhere. The only thing that this guy's got going for him is going to be pure aggression. He does have power, and Park does kind of hang out in the pocket probably a little bit too much. The only thing I'm real sure about in this fight is I think there's definitely going to be a finish. Either Park is able to get the advantage on the ground, get to the back, find a submission, or this other guy is going to land a power shot and knock somebody out. But I mean, he is relentless. I just think Park's way better. So I'm going Park. The odds make sense to me, and he might get caught, but I think somebody gets finished here.
I'm surprised because wasn't Nyam your lock of the week?
No.
Didn't you do a whole video of him on a horse and shit?
No.
Am I crazy? Really?
He's never my lock of the week. I think I picked him, but
I thought you did a video. Maybe you were texting us videos of him on a horse.
I just posted a picture of him on a horse.
All right, that's that. For some reason, this dude
He's
on a
relentless.
horse
I mean, he
burned into my head.
I don't disagree with somebody chasing money on him because he's an aggressive, relentless guy. But Park, you saying that he's uncomfortable in the striking, I don't see that. I think he's very comfortable in the striking. I think he can find a shot.
Yeah, we'll see. So right off the rip, you and I are very, very far apart here, which is a bit surprising because usually even if we disagree, we're kind of there. Well, minus 220 to plus 185. We have $7,500 in DraftKings Fantasy versus $8,700 DraftKings Fantasy. If you're on the Jacob side of things where you don't think this goes to a decision, then pick your side in the fight. And I can see that. The over is actually juiced. They do think this fight goes a little longer. So betting the under on the round line can make you $1 or $2. I considered my plus 3.5, and you called me a coward for not doing them. And then we have these conversations. Now I'm afraid to do it.
I played Fight Does Not Go the Distance. I got it at minus 140. It's minus 200 now. I still think there's value at minus 200. I think these guys are going to get after it.
Yeah, well, they set a 1.5 round line, so that always makes it a little tricky with the over under, and I believe the over on 1.5 was juiced. You can check out all the picks, the bets, the tools, and everything else that we do right now. It's $10 for an entire month. 1 month, you're going to get 4 full events in that month. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. We do have a super chat from Tony Begley. Love you, Jacob. Time for Spirits Up. It's a good week. Jacob had a great week last week. How pumped were you watching that? Just watching MVP do literally exactly what MVP does.
It wasn't exciting. It was just knew what was going to happen.
I mean, obviously I was pumped. I was sitting literally right here watching it. And when I started to like get real pumped was when he was charging in, blasting Shara, and then messing Shara's legs up so Shara was falling over. But then when I started to get nervous was like second round, he's hitting Shara as hard as he can. Shara's got a chin, dude. Like he was eating shots out of nowhere and was just like,
yeah, that's what he does for a living. He eats shots every fucking fight. Dude, it's terrible.
You and I have always been in the Shara's a little overrated camp.
No, I've been on he's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
He hasn't fought any striker, and the only striker that he fought was Petrosian or Armin. Is it Petrosian?
I think it is.
Why does it doesn't sound right? Petrosian won a round off him and was having some success before that fucking random ass fucking double knockout.
Wild double back fist. Next up,
and then also too the Mike Davis stuff. I don't know if you guys heard about this. I sent it to Angelo. Terrence McKinney mentioned in that is it Saudi Arabia or Abu Dhabi? Saudi Arabia. That they had like just repainted the locker rooms in the back, and like a lot of the fighters are having issues with like feeling dizzy and like breathing issues. And he said it really affected two of his teammates, which were Lucas Alexander and Mike Davis. So both those guys kind of had flat performances, and it's just a shame that stuff kind of happens.
Yeah, I mean that's the only. I went in on Mike Davis on my recap video, and that's the only logical explanation. I was like, there's only two things that could be going on right now. Is he's just completely a mess mentally, or he's injured. And the only reason he decided to fight was for the insurance to get the injury fixed. Because people were like, oh, it looked like he got tired. The dude pulled guard in 13 seconds. He was not tired 13 seconds into the fight. If you're pulling guard third round, okay. His first move was a guard pull. So something was up. And if he was dizzy and lightheaded from paint, at least that.
And he still should have. I mean,
he almost blew his knee out.
99% of the people are tapping when that knee is being torqued like that. So he nearly almost pulled it off anyway. So
yeah. I mean that was dicey. Oh well.